Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Candid with Coaches. No, this one is not coaches. This one is Candid with CEOs. So, from this episode, we will learn how PCA evolved as a company, as an organization, what was the past, how it all started, how it's going on, and obviously, what is the future of PCA. So, stay tuned and watch till the end. And if you learn at least one new valuable skill, valuable lesson out of this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, sir, I want to thank like on behalf of all the coaches for giving us the opportunity, and it was a great opportunity, sir. Like as a chess coach and the journey. For example, in July itself, it's going to be my 2 years, and all the other coaches are like who are also like getting 3 years plus experience and all. So thank you for this opportunity. And yes, in June we are turning 3 as well as PCA, so it's gonna be great. But like one question in my mind, like how you come up with the idea, how it's all started.
Okay, so I can probably start with that. So I would say we never had any plan to start Premier's Academy. First of all, right? What we believe is what I have seen is if you do a lot of proper planning and everything, a lot of things will not happen. That's my experience from 2016. But whereas my passion was on two aspects. One, from almost 10 to 15, 12 years, I would say, my passion was supporting people, either financially or motivating them in their personality development. That's one angle. And also on the other side, my passion was towards kids. So helping kids to ignite their passion in whatever, right? It could be like not to just estimate the kids based on marks. That's a common mistake that we do. So the time was right during that Corona time, where the opportunity was presented to us, especially that everything was locked down. There was no financials for the coaches. And since I was working in Facebook, the common thing was, can we get started with the Facebook marketing? And that was almost 3 years back in June 2020. As soon as I got to know that, I pinged Deepak. So Deepak was also in the COVID time locked up. He also did not know what to do. So I asked him like, hey, there is an opportunity like to help chess area. Is there anything that you can help me with? And I slept. It was late night and I slept. The next day morning, I'm seeing like he sent me a PDF, the entire PDF, saying like how I should create that design. And we went ahead straight with the design to a designer in Sri Lanka. And he designed that in next 2 or 3 hours. And we started circulating that in Facebook. And to our surprise, to me and Deepak, like we got hundreds and hundreds of requests overnight, especially that parents did not have anything to do and they were looking for an opportunity like this. So that's the entire starting of a big company like Premier Chess Academy. Even at that point, we did not had anything. We did not even had a company set up. We didn't have any financials or bank accounts. It was just everything started blowing up and we started thinking how we should structure it. That's the story of Premier Chess Academy in a nutshell.
Oh my God. And Deepak sir, like you did a great job, like coming up with all the presentation skills, like something you learned like all the way, like learning all the way back from IMB.
No. The idea was Renjith, right? I mean, the thing is, he just pinged me about. He was asking, why don't we start something like this? What about let's run some ads, and then I put some structure to it. We built some strategy around what kind of ads to run and what kind of concepts we should present, and it worked. I mean, I think a lot of things came together, like what Renjith was saying at that time. Because of COVID, what could have taken a lot longer to see results somehow got accelerated, right? And that gave us a lot of confidence. Let me put it this way. That is one thing. I think the other thing is also the furious pace at which this fellow Renjith works, right? So, like hundreds of when you get these hundreds of different inquiries and inquiries also, to act on it requires tremendous pace, right? And the kind of execution ability that is, I think, also very important in the way the company is built, right? So the way we the one thing I'd like to point out is you just move forward, right? You just break things fast and move forward. That's I think. So while that long-term vision is important and it's there, right? It was, and it's not with PCA. I think Renjith and I, we've been talking about doing something for even before, right? Like I think since 2016, 2017, right? So we discussed a few different ideas. We discussed with a few other friends also, and this just happened to be the one that to stick, right?
Also, like, during the lockdown, I think it was a like peak for tech as well, right?
Yes, it was, and it was good. And oftentimes, what we were also thinking was, okay, after lockdown, is it going to stay, right? And it did, right? So while the acceleration happened before because of lockdown, I think we hit upon a market and we hit upon the right consumer insights, and
Exactly.
those are relevant and those are deep rooted, right? So that is the reason why we are still in business.
Exactly, that it's like, it's very niche business as well. The also
But the
like
market is huge. Chess is a
market is huge.
1,500-year-old game. So the market is there.
Yes, and like, the quality we're giving, like you see all the other edtechs as well. They just like boosting up, but like not doing the stuff. But we are like profitable from the day one. So I think that's a very great thing about PCA.
I would like to correct it, Abhinandan. So first of all, we are not profitable from day one. So the first month was horrible. So June 12th, I think June 10th, 2020 was our setup. And the first month revenue was 0. The next month in June, in July, the first shocking news was our payment collection account was closed due to whatever reason. We lost $750 to $1,000 from our hand, first thing. But what kept us going was the optimism, or we get that sense, right? We are doing things right. We will achieve it. And on top of that, we did not have a success in the US market. For, I would say, we started on, and I was the counselor and admin for US when we started, and I really literally screwed it up in June. And yeah, so we sort of took the other angle of non-US, and that's when like things started going well and conversions started happening, and then we started applying that same in US and other areas. And I would say December, it took us 6 months to turn into at least a positive cash flow after investing thousands of dollars into the company from our side.
Okay, so like, like it's quite a long journey as well, like for the like, initial few months, and the starting is always the hardest, right?
I would say the one thing that I can tell is I have no clue about chess, but I would say from day one I am into chess. When we entered into this, I was trying to understand what is it all about. And one thing I can still remember is every 4 a.m. trials, every 5 a.m. trials, every 6 a.m. trials, every 7 a.m. trials, I was in it. I was answering to the parents' queries from the coach's standpoint, because first of all, none of our coaches had this global exposure, which we had to sort of only, I mean, since I was in US, I could understand what are the questions that's going to come to us, and I should be able to help the coaches to on those angles. So I would say there was one of my manager from Amazon. He told me one thing when I was in Facebook, that he asked me, like, do you know how Amazon Fresh was implemented? And I said, no. He said, I was a product manager and I used to go in the truck delivering the foods, and I know exactly how the routes was. So that somehow planted in me, and I was like, I have to be in everything. So even today, for the things that I'm handling, I go deep rooting into all the angles. I'm sure Deepak is also in the same, from all the things that he does. So my point is, there is no way that two people can sit on the top and say, oh, okay, there's a magic ball in front of you, turn your numbers and you will do that. It's no. You have to sweat. You have to put your sweat in. You have to take the risk. You have to take the strategies. Everything is important. And anything bad can impact. And I would say there was a lot of decisions that we took in the first 2 years to protect the company. And we had issues, but we solved all of it.
Yeah, sir. So what are the key?
I would also say one more thing.
Yes,
Me
sir.
and Deepak, for us, Premier's Academy, we are not expecting any return from it. We are in it to give it. And if anything happens, so the fundamentals for me and Deepak is like, if you don't expect anything out of something, that means only good thing is going to happen, right? So
exactly.
Nothing. I mean, there is no other objectives for us.
Yes, sir. Like the way
one more
just
thing.
like
One second. I wanted to, so as you said, you are in it to give it. We have seen all those Slack channels where we have been having initiatives where we are going to orphanages, teaching kids, we are giving free food. And also, does this thought, like giving it was before you started, or is because like when the corona was going on, it's like there's already so many things happening around the world that it was kind of back in your head during that time, or was it the thought from before that?
It was a thought from before, and as I said, my passion was into supporting people, and that was supported by Salesforce, the company that I work. And in Salesforce, when I was working, they had this Hawaiian culture of supporting the community a big way. So every month we used to go to the orphanages or like shelter homes to paint and do things to support the community. So community is a big angle in any big companies. You can see like they have hundreds of teams to uplift the community. What I believe is, when a company is supporting a community in any ways they can, so it's already attached to a community. There is no way that we can be taken out of that community part. That's what I believe, and that's one of the core DNA that we have from day one. And Chirag, to your point, even that first year, especially during that corona time, we spent at least 10 to 25 lakhs to support every single, I mean, I still remember like coaches in comas and all those chess coaches, we personally donated, and we took insurance for every single coach and counselors in Premier Chess Academy by spending our own money. So these are the things that we supported internally as well.
Yeah, I think it's part of the DNA of the company. That this mentality to give is also very much part of the company and very much part of the people we recruit. The culture that is being built within the company, right? So that is important.
So I want to add one more thing to Deepak, the culture. It's extremely important from day one. Yeah. From day one of PCA, I'm telling you, like, we devised a way to recruit coaches. We devised a way to recruit counselors. The health of the company was very important, even though there was no employees for it at that time. We tried to see everything, and we have, sorry to say, but there was high-ranking chess officials who came into PCA to apply, and we had to reject it because of the way that the health of the company is important. And the first thing I say is I have no clue about chess. That's the first thing, right? So if I have no clue about chess, the ranking doesn't matter. I don't know anything about it. Yeah. All I know is the personality and how we interact as a person. That's the most important thing.
Yes. So like, what are the key values and principles that guide you towards like, the decisions, also like the culture?
3 things. I mean, see, it's written in our company's policies. The three pillars of PCA. One is passion. The second is integrity, and the third is teamwork. These are the three values and core principles of PCA. And as I always tell in all the meetings, the first thing is passion. We are all here because we all like the job, or we all like what we do. So what that means is we can keep on going and going without fleshing ourselves out, right? That's what we like to do. Number 2, integrity. It's a very important factor for me. So one of the things is we have to be truthful to our job. Not only our job, as a person, we need to be, that is one of the integral thing for us. We need to be truthful. We need to be telling what we commit something, we have to do it, right? Those are the things that comes as integrity. And third thing is teamwork. I had to literally devise a lot of strategies to bring that teamwork into PCA, where even starting with this boot camp, trying to get those people, monitor the other coaches. I mean, that teamwork concept is also like very important for me. So these are the 3 core principles that we have.
Yeah. And it's important because there are many, as a young company, it's easier to hire the
Than
people
fire.
that form the culture rather than and while we do invest a lot in training, but it's easier to hire the right people in the first place. It's better to do it right the first time, right? Right from the beginning. So that is important, and I think that is one of the key strengths of PCA is the culture that has been built within the company.
Exactly. Like, sir, like, we have the orientation program we have. That is the best. Like, I still remember like the first month, like completely changed me as a human being. Like, okay, how it happens, the everything. Like, I never thought I'll be able to, like, like morning person. Especially like, I started working at 19, right? And during those teenagers, everyone does a lot of stuff. But I learned so many things, accountability and all the other things. Not only me, we have 100+ coaches, and everyone's journey has been so special. So we can thank both of you, and definitely the teamwork.
I want to tell you a secret. And the secret
Yes,
is
sir.
No.
and the secret is the boot camp is structured in such a way that 3 weeks boot camp is an emotional test for the coaches who is coming in. What that means, first thing, we ask the coaches to write every single thing of the chat, whatever they learned from the other coaches, and we cross-check. Few things. We will be able to understand their personality, and we will be able to understand their adaptiveness. And moreover, we will be able to, there are cases where people don't cross that boot camp, which we will be able to chop out in that first thing itself. Say 4 a.m. they don't attend, 5 a.m. they don't attend, they give excuses. We don't want, and that's one of the secret barricade we have within PCA.
No excuses.
It's interesting. It was kind of difficult for me also to adapt to that situation because I was kind of a night person, and waking up at 4 a.m. was something new for me. So that kind of put me to the test. One more thing, when we were talking about cultures, right? So we see there are some small channels. There are some small aspects also. Like every time there's someone's birthday, work anniversary, like there's the HR who's putting a message, happy birthday, happy work anniversary. There are channels like, of course, which your generation doesn't understand, right? There's a meme channel, which us and even in fact Abhinandan matters more. Probably you guys are not checking it, but how did you come up with these ideas to create these small channels where exactly the point that you're talking about, cultures, the community is continuously interacting, and memes for you, it's something very different, right? Like,
yeah, I would say that's a good point, Chirag. So I would say the health of a company depends on the transparent communication that we have within the members. That's what I learned in the past 15-20 years of my job, and thanks to Facebook for that. So we had Facebook communities, and I literally adopted the Facebook concept there. So we had clubs within Facebook, and I tried to create clubs for birthdays. And that's also a funny thing. So I sometimes, when I was in my previous job, I wished like, okay, somebody will thank me for my birthday. Then I was not, when I was growing up, not now. I don't want anybody to wish on my now. But having that felt that, okay, somebody is there to support you. The company remembers your birthday, your work anniversary is always a special for everybody. And that's why like we have the team who is noting down and at least giving the team a very big welcome, and also like anniversaries and everything. Even you guys have seen like when people come to PCA, there is a special welcome, and also anything gets celebrated, like whether it's anniversaries, marriages, weddings, and even gifts, sending people to people, like everything is transparent. So we don't hide anything, and we don't tell anybody to hide anything unless it's negatives, right?
Yeah.
Like, sir,
also I think the other thing is also that see the I also feel that the company is like an organism, right? So not every part of it is controlled, right? It's it grows after a while on its own. So there are things that just come up sometimes. So it's
So
not necessarily like engineered. Everything is not necessarily engineered.
so there was literally, when we started, we used to use Facebook groups, and it was a hell when everyone, there was only one channel, one group for
Yeah.
messaging everything, and we literally stopped the entire thing and we moved to Slack, which is our collaboration tool now. You might know that, Abhidhan.
I know, sir. Like, like it was on WhatsApp. I was just going through those messages a few days ago. Like, so many messages in a day. We used to have like daily quotes and all the stuff. It was so cool about it. And like back then, like every day, like whatever is coming up in a chat, I felt like, oh my God, it's like a family. I never feel okay, I'm working somewhere, it's a company or something like that. I'm just like in a family. And the way everyone like still support each other, that's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So
Also,
one
just
question.
giving one like reference to the audiences, just letting them know what are the Slack channels they're existing. One is a meme channel, one is a travel and natures club, one is the food channel, one is like to improve a communication channel, to improve your personal
Ref
communication skills, personality development channel, all aspects, like anything
Everything
that
is
we
there.
can think
Fitness,
of.
crypto.
And there are many channels, and uh, a lot of coaches interact there and help each other out, which is the best part. And yeah, Abhinandan, let's go ahead. Let's jump to the next question.
Yes. Now let's jump to the next question straight away with Shahid sir asking, like 24 hours in a day must be less for Renjith sir. How he manages time with family and work together. Renjith sir.
Uh, I don't know. Probably all I can say is when we started PCA, literally like 18 hours of work in PCA daily on a daily basis. At the same time, parallelly working on Facebook priorities, which not impacting the job. So that was not easy to continue. But the one thing that I can say is always try to push our limits and try to see like what is that we can do within that 24 hours, because for everybody it's 24 hours, right? And if you try to prioritize what's the best and what is that needs your immediate attention is one thing that I adopt on a daily basis. So the first thing is, whenever I wake up or whenever I go to bed, I always know what is the first things or the last thing that I should do, and I should try to do that.
Deepak sir, what about you? Like, how do you manage time?
I think the questions to Renjith actually, but the point is that yeah, it's true. I think it's about prioritization. And for me, I try to keep it simple. That's how I do. I mean, I know that there are just a few things I can do in a day. Those few things I like to do well, and then whatever else I get as a bonus and those kind of things. And then therefore I prioritize. So that's the way I look at things, which is different from what Renjith does. And you can see I say that we complement each other in that way.
Yes.
I want to tell one more secret to our audiences. Build your team. The teams can do a magic. It's just that you have 24 hours, but multiply that with 100 or 125 into 24 is what capable of, right?
Exactly.
So for example, say I need a presentation which I know that I'm not good at. I ask Deepak, can you help me with this? And he spends hours and hours building a beautiful presentation. When I wake up, everything is on my front, right? So few angles is build a strong team, leaders, captains, right? Because that's what I did from day one, to have a team in place, because we know that when we scale this to thousands, even today, like I may not know like names of few coaches, apologies to them, but that's what the truth is, right? Even 5 years, 10 years down the line, we might have 1,000 coaches, who knows?
Yeah.
And we need to scale the team and the company in such a way. So give power to the team, build a strong team, take the support of your team. Don't just look at yourself from the time standpoint.
Yeah, I think that is very important. I think that's, if your team is empowered, then 24 hours doesn't matter.
See, now you take a look at it, you have 5 captains and Sopli. And I know that this team can scale even if we had hundreds of coaches more.
Yeah.
So that we tested it. And there are so many things that's going on. So
the people you surround yourself with, right? That matters the most. and that's going to define who you are.
Yes, and
Yep.
yeah, it's very
All
important to
right.
select the people too.
Exactly. And question for Deepak sir from Shahid sir as well. Which skill we need to develop in ourselves for our growth and our country's growth?
For the country's growth.
Yeah. Such a
First
deep and
for
profound
ourselves,
question.
and then
Yeah.
for the
Then
country's growth as
for
well.
the
Like,
country, for the youth.
Man, that's a that's a tough one. I think it's look. I think we need to look internally, and
Mhm.
it's different for each person, right? And I think that is the skill you need to develop. The skill you need to develop is to be able to objectively assess yourself or the situation and do what is right? And that I think is often not there in many people.
Hmm.
Sometimes we feel we can do everything, or sometimes we feel we can't do anything. That's not the idea. The thing is, you need to you can do everything, right? Anything, nothing is rocket science. Anything can be done. It's just that you need to assess yourself, look at the gaps, and fill it.
Yes.
And that I think is a very useful skill to have.
I want to add to that one question that was directed to Deepak. See,
Yes, sir.
what is that we can do to our skills is
Hmm.
first thing is we all think we have some skills in place now, and if we get pushed to something that we don't know, the first thing that we say is, oh no, it's not possible, or it's impossible. So try to get into those things that's not possible, and once you start making those impacts, and every single projects that I did in Facebook or anything, everything was up in the air, there was nothing concrete. And once you start building a system or something process, then there is nothing, and the confidences start coming out. So you will gain confidence, you will be motivated to do more things. So that's one. Second thing is what you can do for the country. I want to focus on that. I always had a vision to give 100 jobs to 100 people. When even 10-15 years back, I did not know how to see. I was making 8-digit numbers in my life and giving up those, and now trying to support people to earn a decent income. Like, not even there are like that's something that you can naturally give to the country and to the people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like now,
agree. That's
yeah.
that's a contribution. We
Mhm.
can teach everybody to fish rather than give them fish, right? So that way.
Yeah, that's a
That's
profound.
because Abhinandan, I say fish. Otherwise, yes, I'm a vegetarian.
Uh, Sir, like now we have like we're 100+ coaches are also there. How to manage like such a big team?
That's what I said. The secret of managing the team doesn't happen when it is 100. It starts with one.
Exactly.
Right? The foundation. So when you build a home, okay, how does it happen? You want to, so when you start building a home, right?
Yeah.
You have a vision that you need to build 2 or 3 floors or 5 floors, and how do you put the foundation? Do you put the foundation at the first place, or you build first and then demolish it again, build a foundation and build
We
2 and
plan
3?
it up, then just lay the foundation, right?
Correct. So from day one, me and Deepak, especially we have seen this situation of managing the teams in difficult situations. That's our strength. And we can lead not just 100, even thousands or 10,000s in the future. So that's something that it's natural. You don't need to do anything. We just push the team, and again follow the teamwork. That's very important. Without the teamwork, without the passion, without the integrity, nothing will happen. So that's why that 3 values is important for PCA and for the scale.
Exactly. So, and sir, like a lot of work is there, and we're just working a lot on on a lot of stuff as well. But how do you manage like the stress, the failure, and the criticism? So many stuff is happening in business, in life all the time.
Don't think there's a lot of things happening.
Hmm.
What I would say, that's a different perspective to look at, right? And
Yeah.
it could be a lot of things for someone, but for us, as I said, priority is the most important. And I have worked in closed deadlines where we had to deliver projects in 2-3 months, where we did not have anything till the last week or so. So we are tuned to that pressure, and we we know how to handle it. But at the same time, yes, there are a lot of learnings that I learned in the past 3 years, especially after dealing with something like PCA. On the challenges for me mostly was internal, but there was a lot of criticisms on. I mean, I would say like those are some things that helped me to improve as a person. To give. Everybody makes mistakes, and I don't say that we are all perfect, and it's an opportunity for us to correct ourselves and also grow from there.
See, you will, there'll be so many things you will not be able to do. There'll be so many things where times you will fail, but that's okay, right? It's important to try. It's important to give it your best, and but you will also succeed a lot of times. So
Yeah. I want to add one more point here. So to me and Deepak, I'm sure when we started this company or when we started a venture, it's always good to have somebody to lean back on when there's a problem. So for example, when I'm going through tough times, Deepak knows that I'm going through it, and he offers me the help, and I can ask like, am I doing something crazy based out of emotions? And I would say having a good partner in a company is important, as like somebody who can guide you in the right direction, especially during those type of critical situations.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. And
the
like
chemistry is
chemistry is
good, right?
chemistry.
Yeah,
It's
see,
like
you guys will be surprised. Like me and Deepak, we challenge each other like crazy. Even the early days, we were like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he will be like, "Same angle." And see, our relationship is almost 23 years now. We started in
oh my god.
2000, and we were in the same class in the first year of engineering. And see that also really helped. And we know each other, how we operate. And even sometimes when I get stressed, I shout at him. He knows, like, for whatever reason I get stressed and whatever it is, right? So that mutual understanding and chemistry is especially very important as for a company like us to grow.
Yeah,
Ex-
absolutely.
Oh my god, 23 years is a long journey from college days and till
Now you
here.
know how old we are.
I'm 21.
Oh yeah, see, that's that.
So like but how did you manage? Like for example, this is my semester is also going on, like last semester of my college, and everyone is like so emotional that they're like our paths are gonna be like it's gonna be different and all. But how do you guys like stay in connect?
Look, it's not that in college we knew that we will do something together.
Mhm.
We don't know. We don't know where life takes you, right? But since about 2016, 2017, we've been constantly hitting each other about new ideas, similar thinking. So it is inevitable after some time that projects come up where we feel that okay, he's the right guy to work with, and those kind of things.
You'll be surprised. It took me quite a long to pull Deepak full time into PCA. Even when he moved, so he was in India, then he moved to Canada, and I had to write a recommendation for him. You remember, Deepak? You sent the recommendation, and I was like, and we still did not knew that he wanted to come full time into PCA. So we were not because there are a few things, right? I mean, staying in different place, and also family support, because family also is important. Financially, families expect, because we are staying in different places and there is a daily financial need. So we did not know how to fulfill it. So there was a lot of what ifs that we had to solve.
Yeah, it's true. And but I think it's fantastic. Like there is also, so we were actually discussing, is there a need? Is there does it make sense? And but yeah, I think it's great.
I would say it started in 2021, Deepak, probably July, when I was going to surgery. So I was in surgery in Singapore. So I think that was the time that we said.
That's when I moved in full time.
Full time, yeah.
Exactly. So like
that's how the time.
Oh, but like as you said, like it's from 2016. Like before PCA, was there any other thoughts in your mind? Like okay, we can do these things or that thing. Like as you said, like many ideas came up, but any other
between the both of us, or for me as
like both of you, or like or personally as individually as well, sir?
No, I was running another startup before in 2020. And I was working before that as a marketer. Renjith was working in Facebook at that time. So each of us had our different, see,
Experience.
this was more of a side hustle. It started as a
Mm.
side hustle, right? But like
And
Renjith
then,
said, the passion, right? So you put in a lot more time onto the side hustle than the main hustle. That is the thing. But the point is, so that is one thing. But the other thing is, between us, we have discussed other things also. Like I remember we discussed some kind of a kit for kids, right? And in some shape or form, right? We might still do something similar within what we are trying to do. We don't know, things might pop up. But the point is, so that is one thing that we discussed. There was one project we were discussing with Dinesh also. I don't remember exact specifics, but
Yeah.
there were so many things that we were discussing before PCA.
See, I would say, Abhinandan, also go back to 2004s and all, like when we graduated, where we didn't have phones or Instagrams or WhatsApp. There was
yeah.
nothing, absolutely nothing. And I think after we graduated, I still remember the Nokia, that 1001, that small phone.
Small one. Yeah.
No, that got in our hand, and we were connected to few friends, but not commonly connected. I think the entire thing started changing when the groups came, the collaboration became easier with the friends. My recommendation or advices to people who are graduating newly, or especially for you, is, see, the talents of you and your friends, you already know, and it might be well diversified. And at certain point of time, keep discussing your passions. As Deepak said, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I like to do. And see, me and Deepak are in completely different area. I was into tech in the Facebook side. He was into sales and marketing. And always ask. I would say, like, my point again is, if you don't know something, try to ask your friends. And we always asked in our groups, like, hey, I am starting something like this. Can somebody help? So people volunteer and come forward. I can tell you, like, the first website when we started launching, I didn't know. See, even today, I don't know grammars and all those is and was and all those stuff. But even our engineering friend, he literally edited the entire website details for us.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, you never know what's the strength of your friends unless you put them into those situations.
True. And in 20 years, a lot of strengths will also change. So people connect is important, right? You need to, and it's not with any different motive. It's just fun to talk to friends and be in touch, right?
Exactly.
That's all you got to do.
See, the reason I'm saying is, again, that integrity plays a critical role. When we were engineering, right, we were truthful to everybody, and they knew exactly what type of characters we are. That's why it plays an important role. You're not making anything to gain friends after 23 years just for your benefit. It naturally comes up.
Yeah, during those 4 years. Exactly so. And so, like, as you were in like Facebook and Salesforce, also, like, Deepak said you had like startup before, and also like you were also from you're the IIM guy, right? So, like, like, what are the, like, three key lessons you've learned throughout your work life?
Sorry, what is it? What
are the three key lessons you have learned throughout your work life? Like, the 20-year-old Deepak said, or 20-year-old Renjith said, like, knew that thing.
I think you just have to, there is no shortcut, right? You have to work hard, like what Renjith is saying, right? I have also gone on sales beats when we had to launch a product, sold the product, go through the pain. And through that, you will make your work better, right? So there is no shortcut. You have to work hard, but you should also think in terms of scale. So while it is important that you understand how that first sale is made, you should also understand how I can make 1 million sales after that. You have to think about how you can make 1 million sales after that. So you have to go through the grind. Hard work is important. Then I think honesty, integrity is very important. If your intentions are right, if you're doing the right thing, right, you don't have to worry later, right? So those kind of I think those are important things that that has guided me, and I'm sure Renjith also, and all of us should just
Exactly.
keep things simple.
Yeah.
Don't complicate unnecessarily.
Yeah, my strategy is very simple. On the first thing is lead by example. And I would say, like, as I said before, I don't just sit and give instructions to people. I am in their friend, guiding them in every single aspect. So Chirag was here for the family carnival in Trivandrum, and he has seen me in action. And so I didn't sleep that day, right? And I asked everybody to take rest that day. So that sometimes a leader has to play, like, you need to know the team, support them, make them get rest, and at the same time give them a comfort that somebody's there to support you. And that's one thing, lead by example. And the second thing is, don't try to differentiate your self into, okay, I'm a CEO, I should only do whatever it is. And first thing is, I don't like to be myself called as CEO, but I have to do now. But otherwise, even the Trivandrum Center, when we formed here, I was cleaning the bathrooms here. So those are good things that I learned in US, and also working at Facebook. Everything's job has a learning, right? So when you try to clean the bathroom, it's not that you have to clean the bathroom, but I'm saying I'm never shying away to clean the bathroom or take a broom and go and clean it here. It's a learning that you will do, and you understand the pain of other people, of you give respects to them, right? So that's the second thing that I always implement. And the third is, again, try to support people. And to me, the current PCA is all about, whenever I go to any people's home, I visited a couple of people, like, in the last few days, and the families that I was telling my wife that the respect that we get from them is natural, right? Because you empowered them, and now that it's their turn to return things back.
Exactly.
So these are the three things that I would say is something that I follow. While Deepak is looking at sales and everything.
And
So,
I
like,
firsthand, as you were mentioning about the family carnival, I can firsthand say Renjith sir was the last one to sleep. I left around like 1 a.m. or 1:30 a.m. I do not know what time he slept, but he was the first one to be there. Like, I came at 7 a.m. in the morning, he was already there at 6:30 a.m. So that's leadership skills that you show. And another thing, he was making sure everybody is fed up. Like, have you eaten? Then he's going there, eating it later, also sitting us down with us, with everyone, eating together. So these are small things which does make a difference as a team and as a leader. All right. Yeah, Abhinandan,
And
let's
that
continue.
kind of energy, we have seen that in Renjith back in college.
wow.
You remember all the festivals we used to do? This was the same. This was how it was, right? So just coming back to, I think, one of the earlier questions you had is the kind of person you are. Be truthful to yourself, and from there on it'll just build, right? So yeah. So Renjith, you remember, right? I mean, the energy, all the stuff that
I was a person
all the
with always
different.
a high energy. So I will tell you one small example. So we both studied in a college where we don't celebrate a lot of festivals, but that was Christmas time, and it was we were the only few people, and I was playing the role of the Christmas father, and we were running around the entire hostel with those Christmas carols and all, and we got it was a nice experience, right, Deepak?
True, yeah.
So how was the college day like? Like, college life back then? Like, there was no, like, like WhatsApp.
I will tell you college days back then. So I was the college first in engineering, and
University first.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But nothing. I don't see. Deepak knows I don't study anything while I'm in college. It's just that 5 days before the exams that I learned, and it was fun. And rest of the times we just enjoy, and we were mostly as usual, in the dorms, enjoying our life.
Okay, hopefully my exam is in 3 days. Hopefully I can succeed as well. At least scoring a good CGPA.
No, but I would say, see, again, knowing your strengths is important. I know I have photographic memory. So mine is a photographic memory. I can recollect any single email. I can understand any single conversation happened 5 years back. That was my strength.
Wow.
So what I used to do was I used to wake up at 2 a.m. on the day of exam. I used to go through the entire book and I just go and just do that, whatever I had to do. That's all. And so don't do that. I mean, it depends on your strengths and weakness.
Yes,
It's
like
complementary, right? Mine was exactly the
complementary.
opposite. Huh?
Yeah.
The thing was, I sit in class and whatever is in class, I will
Done.
max it, right? But coming outside and studying is not my strong point, right? So I used to focus. So my strength is focus, right? I can focus like crazy when in class, and that used to help me. So each of us has our own strength, and we have to play to our strengths and therefore evaluate it. It's important to understand your strengths.
Yes, sir. Like both of you are academically so great. Like, and you said the university topper. You're also from
We
IMT.
are
It's like,
reasonably okay, I would say.
do you think like good academics is very important for the aspiring entrepreneurs of this country?
No.
It's not. It's attitude.
I would say, see, I don't know to get into IAMs, Deepak can say, but my experience is, see, attitude, working hard, and also the right opportunity to be presented in front of you, and then grasping that opportunity and proving yourself. See, I can tell you, like, even I posted in today morning, I literally flunked in my 8th standard, right? And I don't have a base. And I can tell, but the question is, how did I become engineering first? Is the challenge that, see, when there is that's the hard work and everything that you can do, right? So embrace that.
I still remember I think we all have seen your like report card as well.
Yeah.
Right, send that.
Yeah, I sent that. So see, what I want to say is, it's a misconception that we have in India that having a good marks or having a good degree is the fundamentals for being an entrepreneur, right? It's not that. It's that it's a different skill altogether. I can tell you, like, when I started, Deepak has learned MBA, I have not. And I would say running this is a very, very different mindset, and it's a very different thing that you need to place. And what degree helps is, I would say, to get you a little bit of solid background before you start something new, and also to get some sort of network that you can contact them and ask for help when you need it. But other than that, I don't see it as it is a must to have for being a startup.
Yes.
I think attitude is more important, right? Attitude and the openness to learn new things, because you'll be thrown like 1,000 new things a day. I feel that the rate of learning versus a corporate job, at least for me, was about, I don't know, 10x. So, and you should be open to that. That is one. And the other important element is persistence. You should not give up, right? There will be a lot of setbacks, but you have to be optimistic, move ahead, forge ahead, solve the problem, move on. That's the important bit. So that attitude is important, and that is the most important thing. Just related to what Renjith was saying about a little bit of work experience and network, yes, that helps certainly. And you build that, so you can either do it early on where you have a lot of energy to do, or you can do it later on in your career where you have the wisdom and a little bit less energy to do. But it's okay. It's about getting it done. That's the important thing. If you have an idea, the idea won't build itself. You have to build it.
Work hard. Exactly, sir. And so, like, what some of the can you share some of the best practices or tips for the young entrepreneurs who are watching this show?
Just start. That is the number one tip.
Hardest thing.
Yeah.
Start. That's the important thing.
I also want to say something. So in Facebook, there was we had few pointers there. So it's saying like move fast and break things. Just like what Deepak said, if you don't do things today, somebody else will do that, and that opportunity goes away. So that's number one. Don't worry about success or failure. Yes, at least you will be happy to say that at least you tried and failed.
Yeah.
We never expected success for Premium Academy. It's a given fact. when we said we never planned to start a company like Premier's Academy. It happened based on the right steps that we did at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. In fact, we thought, okay, post-COVID, it's not going to work. We were expecting, okay, this month it's going to go down, this month it's going to, but it didn't, right? It's because of
Going
the
up and up and up.
the fundamental quality that was the the focus on quality that was put in place. So there was many things that helped people stick to us, which is great, and that's important. But at the same time, the thing is, this is the kind of, what do you say, things can happen anytime, right?
Exactly.
But you need to respond to it and keep pushing. That is, I think, the spirit.
I also will add one more thing.
Mhm.
I knew the challenge, what I will face or what we will face is the trust within the team. And what we did was, starting from first month of PCA, you guys know right now, when we send the paycheck to you, you get the details of how that paycheck calculation was done, right? So it's a very important thing in the DNA of the company, that you need to be truthful to your employees, you need to be transparent to your employees, and everything is very important. And that's what we have adopted. There is nothing artificial; it's all natural.
And we'd rather pay 10 days before than 2 days late.
Yeah.
Because it's not it's not our money. It belongs to everyone, right?
We never I don't even remember we never missed any month. It
We
is
will
not
not.
even not even a single day. Every month before the month ends, we always receive it, and it helps so much to all the coaches.
I would say
Before you miss, we will.
Yeah.
See, I would say there was a lot of thoughts went ahead behind how to get this money related matters more transparent, because money is something that can make and break a relationship. Even I will tell you right now, if say 10 coaches or 15 coaches of Premier's Academy comes on board and say we got cheated by Premier's Academy, the entire vibe of whatever we have built over has gone away, right? So we are very, very particular about that. We will not cheat people. We will not, nothing, absolutely nothing from our side. Everything will be transparent. And if there is a day, the cutoff, we will at least, as Deepak said, it will be minus 10 days. We will give them before 10 days, not after 2 days. But if there is a problem, we will at least communicate to the team. So I would also say there was hiccups. We had problems sending money from abroad to India. We had problems. But we communicate to the coaches that your money is on the way. Don't worry about it. We know the situation. Here is the trackings. So
last Feb, I think it happened, 2022 Feb.
Correct. It was 1 month where our account got blocked. And see, the trust that the team had with us sustained those type of difficult situations.
Exactly. I heard I was listening to Ray Dalio when I was young, and I he should always talk about radical truthfulness, radical transparency. I never thought, okay, how can it happen? Because I'm coming from an engineering background where everyone goes to that some corporates and all. I never thought it can happen. Then I joined PC. I was like, oh my god, everything is so transparent here. Every process that is happening. I'm a chess coach, but I know okay, what is happening, how everything is being the process, the entire process. Everyone can see from outside, from inside. It's always there. So the process is the key, and the learnings. Oh my god! I'm really
the
lucky.
integrity is both ways, right? It's not just. So if we are behaving with integrity, then we can demand integrity from the team also.
Exactly.
And we do.
Sir. Yeah. But sir, what are the long-term and short-term goal for PCA? As you say, it happened, but definitely now we have a longer goal for sustainability and all the things, right? So what is the long-term vision for PCA and the short-term one?
Renjith,
see, when we started, we planned to, we have a vision of 2030 where,
remember.
Yeah. So that's our long term, where we want to introduce the latest cutting edge technologies to PCA. So that means we have to have our own platforms for managing. Those are some of the blockers that we have preventing us from the scale, which we will try to solve. So adopting technologies going forward. Of course, the world is moving towards artificial intelligence, etc. Right? Those are the things that we will bring it up, and also like blockchains and latest and greatest technologies we want to embrace to PCA. That from the PCA growth standpoint. But I want to take one more different angle to that. My long-term vision for PCA is I want to make sure the parents and the families of all the coaches don't push them to think beyond coaching, because even right now the talented coaches are getting bullied from the family, saying that you are doing coaching and what the hell are you making. So those type of negative things that happening, I want to change that. And getting into PCA will not be easy, as we know. It is like, even I would say like 1% of people gets into Facebook. So that is the value that I want to bring into. See, if anybody says I'm working for Premium Chess Academy or any brands that we own, that I want that respect to be earned to the coaches. So that's my long-term vision. So short-term vision is, we know things are changing. We want to be fast adaptive to those type of changes. So for example, in India, we are trying offline centers here. So we have in Trivandrum, right? We have been working with different models in India, like in Hyderabad. And so we want to have scales, academies in different places. So that's something that we will have in short term, at least from India standpoint and globally.
And so, like, what is the
Yep.
transition from the online centers to the offline ones? How the
So-
transition has been?
Right now it's an
The-
experiment, piloting, right?
Yeah, I would say the transition is it's not huge as we think, because people are still, I can see people are still having that comfort of online. They're looking for hybrid. So a lot of people are not demanding that offline, whatever was before, because they want to have that club of both. But at the same time, that in offline, we feel there is a lot of emotional connect with the parents and the kids, where they come here. There is a lot of, those are some of the differences. But I don't see there is a huge difference between online and offline at this point.
And so, like, what are the challenges like you face from the parents? Like, the parents of the kids and all, like, how do you face, like, what are the challenges do you face in that aspect?
Now or before?
Before and now, like in online versus offline as well.
See, I would say it, as I said, when we started Premium Chess Academy, I was handling the counselors, and I was in all the groups, around 500 to 1,000 groups for first 2.5 years. I was there literally monitoring every single messages. And I would say most of the chess can be considered in two aspects. One, as a sport, or it could be considered as a competitive sport. So I would say I would bifurcate the parents community in those angles. So some are looking at giving an entertainment to kids, and some look at in a different way, like more competitiveness, and also like more from the value of money that they get in. So some, I would say most of the time we had very good relationship with most of them, but we, in some angles, like we had to educate the parents on the importance of what they are getting out of PCA.
Yes, that is very important. And sir, like, what's your, like, can you share some insight on like what are the benefits of being a niche company in a very niche space? As Deepak sir also mentioned, it's like the customer pool is like, it's huge, but like it's a very niche like product as well, right? Like chess is, it's like everyone plays chess, but also like, not everyone is like also looking for this thing as well. It's a very
Coaching,
niche product.
I think you spot on said that, Abhinandan, right? Chess is not a mandatory thing for everybody, correct? But
Yes, sir.
there can be skills that, see, for example, that was the drawing on my board here. What our question was like, how can we attract more talents to Premium Chess Academy? The answer we got was think something outside, start some other skills like robotics or Yabot,
Yes.
right? And show the quality, because there are a lot of, even family carnival, what we did was to try to attract the talents, not just in chess, but get those talents pulled in and try to see what the brand, what we offer, the quality that we offer. So to answer your question, we have to think outside the box to solve that puzzle.
And so what motivated you to start our sister company Yabot as well, where the kids get to learn about robotics?
No, we always had that vision to start. See, as we said, our vision and mission is very clear. We are igniting the passion of kids in
Yes.
robotics, in chess. Maybe in future it could be personality development. We are in there to ignite the passion. That's it. So we will adapt to the ever demanding needs of kids and parents.
Yeah,
Yes.
and there are so many skills for which it's highly fragmented. The coaching landscape is highly fragmented, and we can bring in a lot more organization into this, like for chess, robotics, and these are large markets that are already organized. But there are still other markets where we can certainly enter. So that is definitely that. One other thing is we are also building, right? What Renjith was saying sometime back is the tech platform that we are building. As we go ahead, we also feel that it's not that we we have a lot of learnings out of the first couple of years of PCA, right?
Yeah.
Every small academy is also going through similar
Issues.
struggles, and not everybody
Yeah.
is able to solve it or able to go beyond that. So what we want to do is we want to help others also build. I mean, the market is big. It's not just that. It's not. We don't want to be doing it ourselves. Everything. There should be. If we enable others, if we empower others to also run an academy quickly, that just means that again it brings draws back to our vision of helping kids ignite the passion. Right.
Exactly.
It could be us. We could also do it via others by helping others set up quality academies. We will also help the kids. So that is the end goal for us. And
So
that is the reason why we are also building Stockit, right? Which is the tech platform. So there, from an extracurricular perspective, we are able to get more than one academy or connect coaches and kids all across the world. This is what we are doing.
Yes, sir. Like, what are the latest trends or innovations which you see coming into chess as well as in the tech as well? Like AI is definitely coming. How do you think it's going to impact?
TikTok is getting battered in the last 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay. But we came through it because of the focus on quality. Renjith, you would remember, right? I mean, I think around this time last year, we were like furiously figuring out what to do, right? And but the point is, I think it's a testament to the quality of people in the company, the culture of the team. And we have always received great feedback about the quality of coaching that we provide. That remains the bedrock of our company, and we've been able to. So while being bootstrapped, we have still remained profitable and come through this last 1 year. So the last 1 year for EdTech has been crazy. Having said that, I think there are some fundamental things that we have seen in the last couple of years. One is the convenience of online and how quickly people have adapted. So parts of these trends will stick. It's not going away anywhere, right?
Exactly,
It's only in what form it's going to say. The other thing is how technology impacts what we are doing. One thing Renjith was saying, for example, was AI, right? How can we embrace AI and at the same time and this is not today that we are having this conversation. We've been having this conversation 1 year back, right? How can we use technology to improve efficiency in a classroom, in our classrooms, right? In our live coaching classroom. So live coaching again is something that has advantages. That's not going to go away. You can't just look at a YouTube video and learn. That's not the same. So YouTube is not a competition for live coaching, right? So we shouldn't be afraid of it, right? And the same way, AI is not going to completely replace everything coaching. The way we see it is AI might help us build efficiency. So instead of,
Hmm.
I don't know, helping 1,000 kids, we can tomorrow help 10,000 kids with the same scale, right? So
Exactly.
how can we do that? How can we enable that? And if we crack those questions, then we'll be out there in the front. That's
Yeah.
the point.
And
We have to innovate.
Exactly.
Yeah, innovation is the key. And see, as Deepak said, when this blockchain started in 2011, 2012, I'm in it from it. So I know the technology, I know the things. And it's just that we have a vision to implement these type of things apply those learnings in chess as well as in robotics. You will see those changes coming in soon.
Okay, our viewers, stay tuned as well. We're gonna see those changes as well. But still, like, as you said, like, you had this discussion 1 year ago as well. And like, what are the challenges and opportunities that you face competing with other edtech giants or other edtech companies as well?
We don't have a competition, I would say.
We don't compete with them.
We don't compete with them because I would say, see, as Deepak said, think about this, right? Last exactly 1 year back, if what happens when, say, 25% of your revenue vanishes away in a month, right? What happens for a major company like any seed A funding company? You can read the news and you can understand the things that's going on there. Whereas exactly that time, Pre-Nature's Academy was the only academy in Olympiad having our own booths and having our own stand out there when it happened. So for me and for Deepak, the strategy is very simple. The best opportunity for us to go in is there is a downturn, and if there is a downturn, we will win because our foundation is solid and we will not shy away, as we said. So that's our that's one of the things that I would say.
I mean, if our fundamentals are right, I think if we are built on the right consumer insights, if we are filling the right need for the consumers that are going to be there, we don't need to worry. It will.
Exactly.
The market is there. There are millions of people. We are in a B2C business, so it's just going to be there. Okay, we are not worried about that. And it's not that we don't. It's not that we don't care about competition. It's not that we like to live under a rock. No, we understand competition. Of course, it's there. But we are in markets that are large enough for people to coexist. That's the point.
I would also say one more thing why PCA is different for you to know why we don't have a competitors. As we said, I'm financially retired and Deepak is also here without expecting anything. Tell me one company that or a competitor who is doing this.
Like as
with our scale.
like especially like like I'm on LinkedIn, like other like coaches from on other competitors they're asking for like PC, and I'm like, yeah, you can give it a shot. You can always like I share the link with them. Just go there and fill it up. You can always come here. But the thing is, like, and other like we're not doing anything different. We're just doing everything, but they are messing it up for themselves. The other companies.
See, also remember one more thing. You see, there are a lot of companies that was having 100 or I don't know how many GMs in that, but a company like PCA where we don't have any GM in place and we are running the show, right? It's a time for everyone to think what is the secret recipe for it.
Yeah.
And why we don't have competitors. So that's why we are different.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. And so now let's come to the Blitz with CEO part. Like for example, if we swap the places, okay. So basically, Blitz with CEO is like like blitzing now as in Blitz, in chess as well. Some rapid fire.
So rapid fire with like coffee.
But we don't say rapid because in chess, rapid is also becoming a very long format, right? So
let
Blitz
me
with CEO
let me power up my laptop. Okay.
All right. So let's start. So basically, like, if we say, like, both of you swap your places, like Renjith sir becomes Deepak sir and Deepak sir becomes Renjith sir, like, for a day, what would be the, like, what's going to happen? What do you think?
I will die. The kind of, I can't take the kind of stuff that he does. I can't manage it. Yeah.
I'll be like, what is this CAR? What is this? All these keywords that he uses, I have no idea. Like, what all things he's talking about.
Okay. And sir, one thing one thing you both of you, one thing love about yourselves, for Renjith sir, what one thing you love about Deepak sir, and what one thing you love about Renjith sir, Deepak sir.
See,
For
it's
me,
a
I
mutual.
think I'm.
You fire
You
up,
go first.
Deepak.
No, so for me, I'll say that for me, I think so there are many things, okay, but I think one standout quality, one standout thing for me about Renjith is his energy and this um, ability to execute. I have not seen before, and I think that is really one of the key reasons that we are having this conversation.
Yeah, and for me, it is basically like, see, when I talk to Deepak, I don't think he's from IAM or anything. It's a simplicity, right? And with that simplicity, the impact that he's bringing on the table is what I feel. Among a lot of things, I can keep telling, but one thing that I can say immediately.
Yeah, like Deepak,
I think
I
we
remember.
complement each other. That's I think
Yeah.
one important aspect is that our strengths are, I would say, very different, and that is the reason why. And of course, like there are many things after 15 years of corporate life. Right? There are many things that you can do reasonably well, but your real core strengths and the kind of person you are, we are actually very different. But at the same time, we have very good chemistry. So that way,
The
those things
complementary
are
thing
that helps a lot.
that helps. And one thing you hate about each other.
I think hate is, I wouldn't say hate, right? It's nothing to hate, but the point is, I think Renjith, while it's surprising, okay, Renjith, while being a very people guy, okay, he is really fast. So it's, I wouldn't say hate, it's very challenging to keep up with him. That's one thing, right? I would say that. So what happens is, if you're doing something, by the time I wake up and look at the message, he's already done it, right? So it's like, oh, wait a second, I wanted to add something, but he has already done. So, but it's good in many ways. But sometimes I feel, oh, wait, you could have waited for half a day, that way.
Yeah, the one thing I hate is, look at the time he's right now, 2 a.m. I usually tell him to sleep early because I don't want him to stay awake. So that's the time. The time zone is a little bit of challenge that we have, but
Yeah.
it is working out.
For now, it is. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
let me counter the point that he said. I want him to come fast to my pace, and sometimes he don't come.
That is what he hates about me.
Oh my god.
True.
So sir, one thing I can ask, if I give you give an option, for example, for over in 20-year plus career, the stuff you have learned as well, and will you leave all your money, or rather choose to have go to 20-year-old again and have all the stuff you have learned, or would you like to lose all your money? Which one would you pick?
What is that?
If I give you an option, the stuff you have learned so far and all the money you have, okay, will you lose all your money and go back to 20s and start all over again, but with the same with all the ideas you have right now, all the wisdom you have right now?
I want both, man. What are you talking about? We want both. We want money. We also want. It's not. We are not like some sannyasi or something, right? Money is important. It enables a lot of things, right? So the reason we are able to work like this is also, see, money in the sense, it's not like we're Bill Gates or anything, but we are reasonably okay doing well, right? Which means that we are able to make the right decisions. So those kind of things. Money is important, and we like both the money as well as ideas.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing on that. Control the greed. Control the greed, which is very important, because see, I get asked most of the time, why the hell, even from my family members, why did you move from a job, as I said, earning you like this much, and even you're working like in a blue collar company like Facebook, to now what, Renjith Academy, right? That's a question that most of the people ask, and the answer to the self answer that I have is, see, I don't want to build a lot of stuff. I mean, whatever my family needs, they have it financially. So now I can peacefully execute the passion, the vision that I need for PCA. That gives you a brand. See, that's extremely important. Once you know that you are financially independent, you can make a good, like you can make the team, the Peace Privileges Academy, like give back everything to the company. The learnings, whatever I learned, I'm giving back to the company. That's all.
Absolutely.
That's the way to look at it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a very important, that's the way to look at it actually.
Yes, sir. And one hilarious thing that happened, during a business meeting. Any hilarious incident that's coming up in your mind?
Yeah.
Everything hilarious, so many hilarious things.
I will tell you one thing. I most of the time, like, I don't like to attend the meetings, and even mostly like I'm before. One time I was like wearing my bath towel on the bottom, and I was sitting with the top as usual. So that's one of the hilarious thing that I can think. Most of the time I'm like that, not while I'm in office.
Yeah.
And Deepak sir, what about you? Any
Something
hilarious
similar
incident?
happened to me also. I was in a bath towel, I was in a pajama and then a shirt on top. So that way, yeah.
Yeah, like I think all the chess coaches, I think we all attend like classes.
I think
at
if
home.
we ask everybody to stand up now,
Yeah,
everybody will
they are
pajama.
pro in it. We are like attending one of a time.
And so, like, one superpower is like both of you want to have. Like any superpower you want to have?
Yeah, I want to give jobs to more people.
Yeah. Like Renjith said, you can you should if you become the government, I think that's going to be better.
Probably I should enter into politics.
Yes, sir. Is it coming soon?
Yeah, that's a future.
Is it coming soon, sir?
Oh, from my side?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Yabot here, right? So I'm already looking at hiring more people.
No. Like, are you entering into
Oh,
politics in
politics.
future?
Man, that's a completely different stuff. No way. Not politics.
And what are your both of your individual long-term vision in your life? The last question of the day. What are your long-term individual goals?
I want to travel. Now that I would say most of the time I used to think, why did I took PC on my head before? When I was planning to retire at the age of 40, which it happened. And so it's an additional responsibility. So the goal for me is like, at least there are a lot of families depending on PCA. We need to give them stable. We need to, as I said, it aligns with our vision of executing the company, and at the same time having some personal plans in place to travel, to explore different things. So those are some of my personal goals.
And Deepak sir?
Me, of course, travel is there, but from a goal perspective, I want to be reading more books, which I don't think I'm reading enough of now. So that is one thing I want to be doing more of.
You like reading a lot of books?
I want to find
Like-
more
like-
time to read books and stuff.
You like reading books?
Yeah, I don't read so much now, but I used to read a lot, right? So I want to do that.
He's
I
showing
can
as if
see
he's a
that,
book guy. He's showing it up as if he's a book guy.
No. I'm saying like fiction, history. I want to read history specifically.
So one one habit I think I can tell you, like lately after I became a coach, like it was quite hard for me to like get the daytime to read books. But I can tell you one like thing I just incorporated into my system, that is like I got a Kindle by my side, and like I just started like reading like before I go to sleep. And now I sleep on time and I can stay awake in class as well, and also I can like get the time to read books as well.
So when you read a book, you go to sleep. That's it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
both
true,
all the
true.
things are now working fine.
Yeah, sure. Netflix
Probably
has
we
killed it
can-
for me. That's the problem.
Probably
I'm
we
watching
can
too
start
much.
a book club inside PCA, right? Every 15 days you have to read a book and then come and just share a review for one minute each. Everyone comes share something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
we
thinking
can
on
do
top
that.
of the head. All right.
yeah, sure.
Okay. I think it was quite a long time now. I think What's the time right now in your place, Deepak
I think
sir?
this is the longest meeting Renjith has been part of.
Lucky us.
Try to dress professionally. No, but in all seriousness, I want to relay a message and to all PCA, because see, compared to all of you waking up at 4 a.m. and working around the clock for 24 hours, these 1 hour 30 minutes from our side is not important as you all. And see, to me, that's more valuable. And on top of my mind, I know that the team is functioning efficiently, thanks to all the hard work for everybody. And also, eventually, we want to make Premium Academy like an autonomous organizations where we have multiple academies running within Premium Academy. I think that was one of the things that me and Deepak discussed, and it is happening now. Even though we are not aware, there are a lot of different teams working day in and out, meetings even without us. So thank you for everything that you're doing, and we are here to support each and every one of you and to make you proud, both from your family standpoint and financially. Let us know if there is anything that we could do for all of you, and we will be there to support each and every one.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And just to add to what you were saying, that is really what we want to do, right? So build a decentralized organization, right? So the thing is, the teams are empowered; they're running it on their own, and we hope that the teams are proud of what they're doing. They're getting to do things that they are passionate about, and they love what they do, and that's really what we want to enable, right? And compared to the coaches waking up at 4 a.m. and doing stuff, and so me staying up till 2 is not a big deal really. And that's the reason actually that I stay up late, because I hate it when the teams need to stay late or wake up early. That's not the way it should be.
I want to say a joke to end with. So today, which is 29th of May, we started our Yabot online trial, which was at 5 a.m. And I got up at 4:40 a.m. And I was like, oh, I'm super proud that I woke up at 4:40 a.m. Then I went to the Ethiopians team and I see good morning at 3:45. And I was about to type good morning. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it because they will think I started late then by 1 hour. So basically the team shut me off because they have already gone beyond what I could do. So
yeah,
that's what the team is. Premium Academy is.
I think the team is great. That is actually the reason why. I mean, I can't say that. I mean, I've worked with so many teams before. The culture, the team spirit here is fantastic.
Yeah,
and that's really really
that. I will tell you one more thing behind the scene that happened to pull Deepak into Premium Academy. He didn't know about Premium Academy. I had to invite him as a guest to our different milestone, different times, and show him the power of Premium Academy and the team. And he was like, what the hell is going on? I learned MBA and I couldn't do these things. How are you guys doing it in PCA? Remember, Deepak, the conversation that
yeah, I remember, yeah.
So
the teams are great. The teams are doing fantastic. That I think is that is the superpower of the
PCA.
academy, actually.
Like, it's like not a team. To me, it's like a family, the way everything has been happening, and the way you have curated the work culture here, everything so like transparent, as well as the support you always get and the backup. That's incredible. Thank you to both of us for this wonderful experience we all can gather from PCA, as well as for the last 1.5 hours we got from both of you, and that was a great experience personally for me and for Chirag sir as well, and for the entire PCA team. And one message for the viewers.
Thanks everyone.
Before we end, one message for the viewers, sir.
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
No.
Don't forget to share and subscribe.
No, I would say be proud to be a Premium Academy. Don't shy away from telling to your family and parents that you are working in Premium Academy. So make the name proud. I would say that's the only thing that I can say. Don't try to prove others thinking that they don't value what you're doing. That will come naturally. It's just that few coaches don't know what Premium Academy is, and they think they are on the top of the world. Things are different. So don't try to prove somebody, but rather do what you're passionate about, and don't worry to tell that you are working in Premium Academy. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have a message too, which is so be proud, and my request is, if you're not proud, tell us how we can do better, right? And this is how we make the company better. So please talk to us, and we'd be happy to listen. We'd be happy. It might not come tomorrow, the change might not come, but we will definitely listen, and
Try.
we'll see
try.
what can be done.
I think we
Thank
get
you
a
so
good
much.
time.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you, sir, for thank you both of you for joining. And everyone, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
All right.
Take
See you
care.
guys.
Till next
Bye-bye.
time. Bye.